Hello, I'm Maria Hall Brown, and this is LA Currents. In June of 2021, the LA City Council voted unanimously yes to create a brand new department to serve the needs of young Angelenos here in Los Angeles. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by the director of the Youth Development Department, Lisa Salazar. So nice to have you here.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for the opportunity.
It's very, very exciting. This whole brand new department specifically designed for Angelenos, basically 16 to 24. So how is this particular department set up?
First of all, we are a lean and mean team of 8 individuals, dedicated civil servants, who, when I interviewed them, the first question I asked is, why do you want to work for this department? And their answers had to have passion for the vision of the department and to just truly help young people be successful with both their education and career goals.
So obviously, the fact that the City Council voted unanimously to create this department demonstrates there's a need. So, what were the needs that necessitated making this come to life in such a coherent way?
Well, I would say one is that the city of Los Angeles was one of the only large cities in the country that did not have a department that was solely focused on young people. We have many departments that provide services to young people, but not one that was just solely focused on that. Two is a very strong grassroots advocacy of young leaders here in Los Angeles. In particular, the Invest in Youth Coalition that is made up of 70 youth-serving organizations that represent young people from across the city who strongly advocated for a dedicated department.
So where are the ties? Who are the people that you'll be working with and the different, who are you drawing from in terms of services, et cetera?
Yeah, so, as we approach the summer months, the city does a great job of creating summer youth employment opportunities. So we'll be working with the Economic and Workforce Development Department, and they run the Hire LA's Youth campaign. So really, any young person who's interested in a summer job can connect there. We're working with our Department of Recreation and Parks. They have tons of just different programs available all summer for young people. If they want to do sports, if they want to do cultural arts, if they want tutoring, if they want to utilize a computer lab. Our library system is another example. Our Department of Cultural Affairs. There are 26 departments in the city that provide services to young people.
I know that there was an immediacy to this based on the pandemic, that there was sort of an observed, phenomenon that was happening that was, very detrimental to our young Angelenos. How did that play in, and what did everybody see that they needed to, do something pretty quick?
Well, like you said, the pandemic had a devastating impact on our young people and their families. The level of trauma from a very personal level and the loss of life and dealing with grief, to the loss of economic stability, and for a lot of folks, even housing. That really created a greater sense of urgency for the mayor and the city council, and particularly our champion, Councilwoman Rodriguez, to make the department a reality now. There's never been a more important time to have a department like ours. And, this past 7 months and starting up the department, I spent a lot of time just talking directly with young people, almost 500 at this point. And they're asking for educational support, they're asking for mental health support, and they're asking for jobs. So I hope that, the Youth Development Department will be able to better make those resources and services more accessible to the young people that need them the most.
In addition to these services that are being provided by the Youth Development Department, there is a renewal of a program in a new incarnation, of course, that is very, very exciting, the Youth Council. So the Youth Council is under the Youth Development Department, but the Youth Council is a chance for young Angelenos to literally participate in government.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does this work?
So the department, and I'm a part of it, and that is, being an individual as an administrator in my former role, designing programs for young people, without really talking to young people as much as I should have. So the Youth Council, and it's named after Olivia Mitchell, who is a legend here in Los Angeles and one of my mentors, who actually started the first Youth Council to be situated in City Hall under Mayor Tom Bradley, and has graduated many leaders such as Councilwoman Rodriguez and Councilman Koretz and former Councilman Tom LaBonge. This Youth Council will provide an advisory group to our department and to the city. They will work hand in hand with us to assess the services of our city departments, go deep on the policy issues that are of interest to them. And I'll tell you, from the applications that have come in so far, the policy areas that have risen to the top are education, mental health, social justice and equity, and employment.
Wow.
So they will work with us, they will advise us, and they'll be our ears and eyes on the ground and within their own communities to tell us what is working, what is not working, what's missing, what do we need to do more of, what do we need to do less of. And they will help guide us in policy making and budget decisions around what services we should be investing in here in the city.
So what are some of the details of this council? I know it's 2 council persons per district.
Yep.
But what are you looking for? What's the age
Yeah.
range? What is the interest level? Does it matter if they're in college or not?
No.
What are some of the deeds?
Yeah, so we want this youth council to truly represent the young people of Los Angeles. So we'll have 2 representatives from each of the 15 council districts between the ages of 16 and 25. They have to be current residents of the city of LA. They can be high school students, they can be college students. They could be part of that population that has disengaged.
So they don't have to be a student.
Well, we will work with them to get them back into school,
okay.
But if they're currently disengaged, we're not turning them away either. And the reason I say that is because we want to make sure that the council represents all walks of life of young Angelenos. So I know we're going to have our students who are participating on student councils, but I also want the students who have lived experience with food insecurity, housing instability, or possibly homelessness, young people who have had connection to the juvenile justice system, young people in foster care. I want to make sure that those 30 truly represent all Angelenos.
What's their commitment?
It's a 12-month commitment.
Okay.
At a minimum, we're going to ask them to come to 2 meetings a month.
Okay.
12 months. We value their time and we respect them as experts, as young people and their perspective. So we will also be compensating them for their time. So I want to make sure that young people don't have to make that hard decision between their part-time job that they have to help support their family and participating in this great opportunity to be a part of city government and decision making. So we are also compensating them for that.
All right. So if somebody wants to find out about the Youth Council and getting involved, what's the easiest way for them to find out?
youthcouncil.lacity.org. So if you visit us there, you'll have all the information that a parent or a young person might need to understand a little bit more about the Youth Council.
Well, it was delightful to talk with you, and I can't wait to hear about the future of the Youth Development Department.
I'd love to come back, and thank you for the opportunity.
And that's a wrap on this LA Currents.